And welcome back, Sports to the Mix, segment 2, right here on the BGC Sports Network. Santoria Black is in the house. The Brooklyn boy, Greg Hyman, is in the house. Man, we're going to be talking so fast. I'm trying to hang on. But Santoria, before we get started, man, what is your basketball season going on for Swag TV? What do they got you doing down there in Grambling?
Oh man, I had a game Southern and Prairie View A&M, the women on New Year's Day. Did that game Thursday with Ossie Clark. And then I'll have three doubleheaders in February. As a matter of fact, I'll have Pine Bluff and Texas Southern, big series or big doubleheader with Grambling and Southern. I'll have that. And I've got one more towards the end of February as well. So I'll be busy. I'll be in Baton Rouge twice, Pine Bluff once in the month of February. And then the SWAC tournament in Atlanta, I'll be there for a whole week in March.
Oh, really? That's a good place to go in Atlanta. You like that, don't you?
Oh yeah, Atlanta's great, and it's outside the city, so it's not right in the heart of things. And so it's always great when you don't have to stay in the heart of the city because Atlanta is the worst place for traffic and driving.
You're right about that. By the way, Greg, hey, listen, man, on Saturday when I was talking to you, man, I was checking out your team, St. John, the Red Storm College basketball. Have you been busy, man? Well, you shaking your head. You still are with St. John, right?
Yeah, but we lost. I mean, we
Y'all played Providence and lost to them?
yeah, but it's the Big East. The Big East is probably one of the most underrated competitive um conferences. And you got your ACC, you got your Big Ten, you got your Big 12. Your Big East, every year we get at least six, seven teams into the tournament. Providence is always giving us problems. I think we just haven't started to gel yet.
Yeah.
Had a lot of transfers that came in. Rick Pitino is still trying to get this team under his, and it's taking him longer than he probably expected. We came in as a top five ranked team out of the top 25. And now we're 10-5 right now, I think. So we're not playing St. John's basketball. I don't like what I'm seeing from
All
St. John.
right. Well, you got to come in there. You got to, they got that commercial now where they bring in Teddy Bridgewater for the backup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Said the
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
They stop timeout, then you come in there and say, "What's the problem, coach?" Then you make the moves, okay? But anyway, we got to go back to the question I asked, and I'm going to share the screen. I want everybody to know what we're dealing with when we have our choices for, of course, Coach of the Year. So if I had to pull up the notes and tell you what the choices are, here we go. Leading favorites, New England Patriots, Mike Vravel. Number 2, Mike McDonald, Seattle Seahawks. 3, Ced Hender's team, the Jacksonville Jags of Liam Cohen. Other strong contenders, Ben Johnson of the Chicago Bears, Sean Payton, Denver Broncos, Kyle Shanahan, San Francisco. Take him off the list. I'm stopping right there. And I'll tell you why.
Wait, whose wife is the 49er fan?
That would be my wife.
Oh, okay. I was making sure, just making sure. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, and the reason why, let me just give this example, okay? Y'all saw what happened. San Francisco had a chance to run the table. All you had to do was beat the number 1 defense, Seattle Seahawks.
You saying that like it was easy though.
Man, because Seattle defense
I mean, the
is
way you
incredible.
said, hold on, said the way you saying that, all they had to do was beat the number 1. Hey, that
They
defense.
couldn't even find a touchdown, Greg.
Oh no, that defense is good, man.
Man.
That defense Cedric Bailey, you making it seem like no, man. Listen, that defense is for real. That defense is for real, man.
But if they had beat them, they never would have had to leave the state. They would have stayed home all the way through just to win the game. But it didn't work out that way. So our coaches' choices. Let's go with you first, Greg. Of that list that we pulled up, do you think they got it right? And who is your top 3 again? I'll repeat again, or do I need to repeat because you probably already know?
Well, no, just bring up the screen again so I can. But I know the top 3 are the top 3.
Yeah, the top 3 are the top 3. You're definitely going back on it. Mike Vravel of the Patriots, Mike McDonald of the Seahawks, and then Liam Cohen of the Jacksonville Jags. But then you got Sean Payton.
No.
And then Ben Johnson of the Bears.
No.
Come on, man.
No, you got it right though. Liam Cohen, look what he did with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Had a chance to be number 1 seed. if a couple of teams lose, I mean, what Mike McDonald's done with the Seattle Seahawks is phenomenal. And look what Mike Vrabel's done with the New England Patriots. And that team turned around. Honestly, they got it right. The top three candidates, I think, should be the top three. To be honest with you, those are the biggest turnarounds in those teams. We probably didn't expect Jacksonville to do what they did this year. We definitely didn't probably expect Seattle to be where they are. We knew they probably was good, but this good and Mike Vrabel, you got an MVP type MVP quarterback right now. He's in the top two for MVP. Oh man, this is a tough one. Ugh.
Go, Santoria, what do you think?
Ooh.
Look, as much as it pains me to say this, how do you not have Ben Johnson in the top three? Look at what the Bears have. If you would have said at the beginning of the year that the Bears would be a division champion and be able to go into the playoffs, no one would have said that. I mean, you knew they were going to get better, but did you think that they were going to win it? So, I mean, Ben
I
Johnson.
agree. Let me ask you a question though, Santori. If you had to take a team out, like one of those out the top three from up there, I'm not saying not. When I say Ben Johnson, I'm like nah. Yes, Ben Johnson did a great job, but to take Mike McDonald or Vrabel or Liam Cohn out, I think it's very hard. I think if you take anybody out, it'd be Mike Vrabel. Why? Because he's been there before, right? He's done. But if you look at the job that those guys have done, um, I feel like coming into this year, Ben Johnson, nobody probably expected the Bears, but they probably expected them to be better, right? Um, I don't know, man. I don't think Ben Johnson's in my top three though. I just don't.
I don't know. Look, if there was one coach to take out, maybe it was Vrabel. I mean,
Yeah.
but Seattle's coach, definitely Jacksonville coach. Holy cow. There's another team. Do you think would anybody say Jacksonville goes to the playoffs, let alone, possibly winning the division this year? And they have the best long distance kicker in the entire league.
Yes.
Hitting 60-yard field or 67 yards the other day in the half. So, look, I think that as much as it pains me to say this, because I am a true Packer fan, Ben Johnson has done a phenomenal job with the Chicago Bears this year. And he's re-energized that Bears fan base where they believe that they can make a true run in the playoffs. And let's be honest here, depending on how things fall out, I mean, I want the Packers to win just as much as any Packer fan does. You know, and I know they just sat their starters last week and all this other kind of stuff. How healthy is Jordan Love going to be? How healthy are the Packers going to be going into that game back to Soldier Field, where it's very difficult to win there? That's what I'm looking at right now. The Bears got a real shot, but to me, Seattle's the front runner in the NFC. But again, Ben Johnson's done a tremendous job in Chicago. I can't doubt that.
All right, now, man, I wish I could get Greg's son Zeke on the show, because man, he'd be up here just hugging us and all that stuff, Santoria. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because when we asked the question, who should be the MVP of the season, not only we talked about the coach for Vrabel for the Patriots, but it looks like the top choice so far is Drake May, the quarterback for the Patriots. Or it could be Matt Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams. Or, I don't know how he's still in it, Josh Allen, who played up and down. But then you got people like Myles Garrett, who had a phenomenal job defense with the Browns, James Cook with the Bills, and Jordan Love and Justin Herbert both have had solid seasons. But I'll go with you first, Greg. Yeah, I remember now. Your son is in the room with us, so be nice.
Well, he already know who I said. I said it's on the show. I think Stafford gets the MVP.
You're not going to give it to Drake?
I think Stafford is well deserving of the. I mean, Drake May is well deserving, but I looked at, and I noticed that this probably won't come into play. But if you look at New England's only had one win. They've only beaten one team that was over 500 this year.
Mm-hmm.
One team that was over 500. If you look at Stafford, threw for 47 touchdowns. I think he threw for 12. I think we talked about it as 10 or 12 more touchdowns than Drake May, something like that. I know Stafford had a great year. Drake May had a great year, but I think this is Matt Stafford's year. I think this is definitely Matt Stafford. And Drake May, second year, like he can't be mad to be in the MVP running.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I said Stafford, yo.
All right. Now, Santoria, you know that Matt Stafford used to coach, at least quarterback, what team? The Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
They made that switch. Jared Goff left Los Angeles, went to Detroit. Matt Stafford left Detroit.
How's that working out?
And now he went to Los Angeles. So what do you think about that? Do you agree with Matt Stafford?
Don't even need to think twice, Matt Stafford. And then when you look at the toughness of his schedule because he's in the NFC West.
Yeah.
Look at who he's played this year and what they've been able to do. Look, Drake May is an awesome quarterback. It's to me, he's trying to rebuild what New England was. And he's a great quarterback. But Matt Stafford, to me, though, when you look at the body of work, when you look at the competition that he's had to go against consistently, and there's the other thing too, is from top to bottom, the NFC West is just loaded. It ain't the same in the AFC East. So I would just say that to me, it's Matthew Stafford for what he's been able to do. He's got unbelievable offensive numbers this year, and he's the most valuable player on his team.
Okay, I got you on that one. All right, thanks a lot for that. So now let's go and talk about who do you think that's going to represent the AFC and who's going to represent the NFC when you get ready for the playoff picture in the NFL. We got the games that'll be kicking off on this Saturday, and then we have games that'll be on Sunday and then on Monday night. But first, let's go back to the game that took place between Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
You said you want us to give picks for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm going to ask the question.
We haven't even picked games for this weekend.
Yeah, I know we're going to do that, but I just want to make sure because I look at that game that happened on Sunday night, man, that was a wild game. So we'll recap and talk about it. Let's just stick to the first part of the question. My bad. Let's go ahead and look at the teams and look at the schedule that we got coming up on this week. And this is the wild card action. And we got a good round that's coming up. And I'm going to pull up the schedule right now. So let's just break it down and look at it. The first game on Saturday, that matchup will be the Los Angeles Rams going back to Charlotte to take on the Carolina Panthers. First of all, let's hear what you got to say about that one because Carolina had to get some help because the Saints lost and they made the playoffs. And if you win the division, which was the worst division, the NFC South, they got a home game. They're going crazy in Charlotte. What do you think, Greg?
I mean, they got every right. Beginning of the season, their over under, I think, was 5.5 games.
Yeah.
They won 8. They didn't have a bad season. They backed themselves into the playoffs. Great for the city of Charlotte. You get one more game, but I'm sorry, your season's over after this week.
Do you agree, Santoria? Is it over?
Absolutely. There's no question. The only thing that you have in the play is when the Rams going to the East Coast. There's always are challenges when teams have to go from one coast to another and how your body responds. Other than that, there's a reason why Matthew Stafford is an MVP candidate. There's a reason why the Rams have done well now. In saying that, they can't have a slip up like they did against Atlanta. They have got to make sure that they put Carolina away early because they're still a growing and talented ball club there. But I think that the Rams go ahead and put Carolina away and go on to the next round.
All right, we all agree. I put down the Rams is going to win that game over the Panthers, okay? So definitely on that one. Now, the high ticket game, that's going to be on Prime Video on Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Greg, it's the Windy City. Green Bay taking on Chicago. You want tickets, you need at least $500 just to get in the game. And Chicago is favored by 1.5. Greg, you're up. Who you got?
Why do I got to go first? I think Santoria should go first. I mean,
are you yielding the seat to him right now, Greg? Is that
yes,
what
I'm yielding.
I'm
yielding to the fan of the Green Bay Packers. I want to yield to my elder.
Why don't you just call your wife? She's in the house. Tell her to come on in here, honey. Just ask her who's going to win the game.
Yeah, I want to yield. I want to yield to the elder real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Well, at least both y'all's wives got picks in the thing. Mine is sitting at the house. Go ahead, Sam.
Oh man, this is tough because the Packers, they got to be able to protect the ball. They got to force turnovers. They've got to execute on offense. And with play action, they got to set up Caleb Williams. They got to be able to do that. You playing in Soldier Field. But I think that the biggest thing for me, if the Packers can get in a rhythm with their execution, Jordan Love plays and he's clear with concussion protocol and they're healthy. They're healthier, I should say. I think they got a real shot, but they got to limit those big, huge plays that Chicago had because they got a really good balanced attack. But I look, I'm going with Green Bay, man. I'm rolling. I mean, I'm not going to pick against my team, especially against the Scares. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just not going to do that. So look, I'm going to have my cheese popcorn, my cheese head, and my ham and cheese sandwich, and I'm going with the Packers.
And get you a space heater because it's gonna be cold up there. Anyway, I got you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say now I'm gonna go with the Bears. I'm gonna ride with Chicago on this one. Okay. So Greg, you're up.
Um, you know, but happy.
If y'all are wondering why he's taking so long, because he's looking over his shoulder because it got quiet in his house.
Oh yeah.
Now what are you gonna do, honey? Oh man! And by the way, the Mavericks will be in town to play the Bulls this weekend too, on Saturday night. Okay, so Chicago's gonna be rocking this week, right?
Can I pick that game?
Yeah, go and pick it, and we'll take our break, man. Go ahead.
No, I want to pick the basketball game.
Oh no!
No, realistically, real talk. I think that this game. I was, me and my wife was talking because she has become a very advocate for the Bears. She's been watching every game this year. She's been into it, and I will say is that, the one team that she did not want to play in the playoffs was the Packers, because she knows the rivalry. No matter how many, both teams could be 0-16, and we know 0-16 teams cannot go in the playoffs. But it doesn't matter how many times. It doesn't matter who's won. It doesn't matter. You throw the records out the way. You can throw whoever's hurt out the way. You're going to get a game. This game is going to be one of the most watched games because of the rivalry. And it hasn't been done in the playoffs, but I think twice or three times, if I'm not mistaken, they said this is not something that happens in the playoffs. So to get them in the playoffs, whew, oh my gosh. Hold on, let me see if that's her coming. Man. My heart is telling me the Bears are going to win. But my soul, the Packers, here's the concern with the Bears. Are those young boys going to be ready to play? It's a very young team. Playoffs is much different. Love's been here before. The coach has been here before. Romeo Dobbs has been here before. That defense has been here before. I'm 50-50, man. I got Bears. Yes, babe. I got Bears.
You need a Guardian helmet, man. We can get you one. I'll see if I get Romeo to get you.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay wins. I'm gonna go with the Bears, but I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay wins, honestly.
All right, I got you down. So we're gonna put you down for the Bears. If Sid Henry is on here, he would be saying cash up. But that's all right. We got to take a break. We'll be back. We'll talk about the rest of the game. And then we got to talk about the matchup in college football because already starting the campaign. Trinidad Chamblers, I need you to come to Las Vegas, please.
Oh, man.
We'll be right back after this. So keep it right here on Sports in the Mix with the Krew.
Please don't let him go to Vegas. Please don't.
We need him, man.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you who y'all going to pick. Y'all going to pick the kid Mendoza.
And
Well,
can I say something? I'll be honest with you.
go
If
ahead.
if I had to be completely honest, as good as Mendoza is at Indiana, is he the NFL prototypical quarterback?
Oh, please. I'm so glad you said that. I had got into an argument and not an argument, a disagreement. And I said, if I'm picking quarterbacks, Mendoza's not my number one quarterback.
No, no.
I like the kid Dante Moore from Oregon.
Yes.
He can stand in the pot. And there was somebody that was on Instagram today, and I looked at the comments and people were hating on him. But they were talking about Mendoza against he has the right system. He it's certain things that when you watch Indiana, you have two running backs that every time they carry the ball, they rush for 7, 8 yards a carry, right? So now it's easy to put them in a pass play because certain things. I'm with you saying I don't think, and I'm not hating. I just don't think
No.
I don't think he's worthy of the number one overall pick. I just don't.
Dude. And,
I,
and, and look, I am an Indiana fan. Man, not of Wisconsin, but I love what their story is. And
yeah.
I've made some people mad about some stuff. But the question becomes system quarterbacks, Tim Tebow, AJ McCarron. Look at all these system quarterbacks that have won championships, but then they've gone to the NFL and they have not done well. So Mendoza is a great story, was at Yale, didn't get any offers before he went to Cal, all of that. And with Indiana, I think he's got a great story. He's got a fantastic offensive line. His line is just incredible. I just don't know if he's the NFL prototypical quarterback, though.
I agree.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We got to continue on and thank everybody for checking us out, man, because we finna bring it. We got to talk college football, and then I'll come on back. I got to do that first because, man, those bowl games was all right except one. Okay.
Yeah.
We already know which one was horrible, and I'm going to start it off right quick. And Santoria also, by the way, you had a chance to go down to Shreveport too to watch La Tech. Who they play? Coastal Carolina? Is that who it was?
Coastal Carolina from the Sun Belt. Yep.
All right, so here we go. And welcome back. Segment 3, Sports in the Mix with the Krew. It's going to go by so fast, folks. We got to continue to break it down, and we have got to talk about the college football matchups with the bowl games. As you know, I had a chance to go there to watch the game between the U of Miami, sitting there with Ray Lewis and Michael Irvin, who done lost his mind on the field. If you need a hype man, and then you got Jimmy Johnson right there, man. Did y'all see Michael Irvin all on the field out there?
Oh my gosh. Man, he was going nuts. But you know what though? I like that about the U. And you see Ray Lewis is down there now. You see Edrin James is out there now. You see Michael Irvin there, man. And this is what the U is. This is what Miami does.
Mm-hmm. Well, they ended up winning that game. When we check it out, the final score was 24-14. And I tell you what, Miami, boy, they brought it down. So that was a good bowl game in the Cotton Bowl. So now they're going to go ahead and get ready to play the winner of the Sugar Bowl. And that was between, of course, Ole Miss and, of course, Georgia. Let's talk about that game. The final score was 39-34. Greg, what did you think about that game with Ole Miss, man? Be careful, man, because my future quarterback is going to be coming to the Raiders now. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm a big Chambers fan. I love his story. Real quick, Division II quarterback, Ferris State, coming out of college. I think if I looked at his stat, he was like the 800th overall quarterback coming into the transfer portal. Goes into the season not as a starter, takes over the role after the quarterback gets hurt, and look where you're at now, semifinals. I love Chambers' story. Great. This is going to be a good game against Miami.
All right, I got you on that one. So let me go ahead and put it down now. We got the matchup, the semifinals. You got Ole Miss, and they're going to take on Miami. Who you got in that one, Greg?
I'm going with the U, man. Miami's playing that defense right now is just. I love Chambers and I love what Ole Miss is doing, but that Miami defense and you just said it, the culture that's on the sideline right now is going to carry them into the championship. So I got the U.
All right, Santori, who you got?
Look, I think that Ole Miss is a heck of a story, and I think that it does something to validate the small schools here in the playoffs. You got, your quarterback from Ole Miss from Ferris State. You got Kurt Cignetti, who was the head coach at James Madison. I think 5 of his players who are on the team are either All-Americans or All Big Ten first team honors, James Madison. And so, I think it's really great to see these small schools get in. And you even have a player from Georgia that was on the Grambling State University football team. So it's good to see that. I love what Ole Miss did here. I think Georgia made some key mistakes in this ball game, and Ole Miss just took advantage of it. And they've got the best kicker in college football. 47-yarder to ice this game, and there was no doubt about it. So look, Ole Miss and Miami, I don't think Ole Miss has seen a defense like Miami's. And that's what Ohio State had. Ohio State hadn't seen a defense like Indiana's, and they got beat there. And the repeat performance when they play against Miami. I think Miami wins this game strictly because their defense is just incredibly salty.
All right, got you down on that one. And first of all, before I say anything, Big 12 conference in football, you guys was horrible. I'm just going to tell you. They didn't get off the bus when they got to Hard Rock Stadium down in Miami because the Ducks put them on them 23-6. Texas Tech. My God. It was horrible. Greg, what do you think about that?
What you just said, that defense of Oregon, they went in with a game plan. They shut them out. They made them. They said, you're going to get off this bus from Texas Tech. You're going to go right back on the bus to go back to Texas Tech. And there's not much that could be said. Oregon's defense was they look like Seattle's defense out there.
Yeah, they did on that one. So now they got to take on Indiana. Let's go ahead and talk about Indiana. I mean, Cignetti, man, that dude, he can coach. He's something else, but I don't know if they got what it takes, man. But I will say this. If I was playing football, I'd love to play for Sig, man, because you talk about a mean mug face, dude. That didn't crack no smile. Did you see his face, man, saying,
oh, yeah, dude, he is great.
I call it poker face.
You know what? Here's the thing. If you think about it, he's a Nick Saban disciple. And I think people forget about that.
All 4 coaches came up under that tree. That's in there now.
So when you start talking about his system, and he talked about this all the time, it's just really about process, its system, its consistency, its efficiency. And when you look at their defense, man, this is the most attention that Indiana has gotten since Bobby Knight. I think now that Curt Cignetti is now the 3rd most famous sports figure in Indiana. It is Bobby Knight, Peyton Manning, and now Curt Cignetti. If he wins a national championship, he will drink free for life in Indiana. But you look at it, Indiana is the losingest football program in the FBS. And in 2 years, Curt Cignetti has gone from Indiana having 3 wins to be on the doorstep of playing for a national championship. It is really a remarkable story. And to see some of those guys from James Madison follow him, to see some of these other guys is great. The team chemistry. And remember, Indiana's already beaten Oregon once. And so, to me, you got 2 fantastic defenses. Here's what I think. Indiana, they cannot have the start that they had against Alabama. Because if you remember, Mendoza, the quarterback got sacked twice in the same drive to start things out against Alabama. You start that kind of drive, Alabama doesn't have the defense that Oregon does. You start that out, and it's going to be some problems. But I think that this is an Indiana team that can win. I mean, they are just incredible to watch.
I got you down. I went with Indiana too. Greg, who you got, Indiana or Oregon?
I'm going Oregon.
Ducks on the pond. You going with the Ducks?
I'm going with Dan Landon. I think Oregon gets it done. I think Oregon knew they had what it took to beat them in that first game. They let Indiana back in that game. And Indiana is going to face a defense like Oregon. Give me Oregon.
All right, I got you down. We got to go through this quick now. I got to ask you guys the question. The question is, LSU coach Lane Kiffin, what happened with that game with Ole Miss? Now their coaches have got to figure out what they're going to do. And plus, Lane Kiffin was at the LSU basketball game.
With Kim Mulkey.
Yeah, with Kim Mulkey. And he didn't even watch the game. But his bank account, he got paid both ways, didn't he? He's getting paid 2 checks already. They put the money in the foundation. But, Kiffin, he need them coaches from Ole Miss to go with him to LSU. And then what about the players? So what kind of situation are you in, Santoria?
Look, I think that the jury's going to be out on LSU, but Ole Miss, I mean, they're riding a wave right now. And every time Ole Miss wins, so does Lane Kiffin. Look, this is the system that we have now put in place that is completely flawed. And now what happens is that you have a coach that leaves, and then he asks, "Oh, well, can I coach them?" No, you shouldn't. If you're an athletic director, there's no way you say, "Okay, no, yeah, you can come and coach me," because he's gonna poach all your players and your coaches. No, don't do you can't do that. But I think this Ole Miss is riding away, and I think that they are a very good team right now. They're going to have some movement after the season, obviously. But I like where the direction of some of these non-traditional powers are now, as far as like Ole Miss. It's not your traditional Alabama, Michigan, LSU. I like where they're going. And here's a note: SEC, no one fears you anymore. No
Okay.
one fears you now.
Yeah. Gotcha on that one. Greg, your comments before we close out with our NFL remainder picks for the wild card weekend on the Lane Kiffin situation.
Sam said it all. I got to agree with Sam.
Okay. All right. We'll definitely see what's going to happen on that. All right. Let's go back now to our wild card round of the NFL and check out the games. We already got the picks already for the Packers and the Bears. So on Sunday, the first game at 12 noon on CBS is going to be Jacksonville at home against Buffalo. Santoria, you go first this time.
Going upset here. I'm taking Jacksonville. Although they're at home and they may be a higher seed, Buffalo's got the experience. I'm taking Jacksonville to ride the wave.
All right, got you down. And let's see. I'm going to go with Jags too because the quarterback, of course, Josh Allen for Buffalo, been a little inconsistent this year. And it's kind of hard that we're not mentioning Kansas City in this anything, and we're not mentioning Baltimore, the Ravens in this deal. But the Bills are still in this thing, but I think their party ends on Sunday at 3:00. So, Greg, who you got? Because I'm going with the Jags.
It's hard to go against number 17. That man is a bad, bad man, but not so fast. I'm going with the Jags. Been going with them all year.
You're not going to circle the wagons, huh?
Go with the Jags.
All right. Santoria, you're first. Now I'm going to go first this time. Give you a second to think about this. You got the Super Bowl champions at home on Fox. The matchup, the Eagles against the 49ers. And man, let me tell you something. This Eagles team has been a little bit different this year. But for San Francisco, I think with that loss that they had last week in their game against Seattle, I think they're going to go to Philadelphia. And I got to look at the weather conditions too as well, because I forgot that you're playing cold city. Can this warm city, warm town go right in there and play against the Eagles? I gotta have to go with the home team. I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles on that one. All right. Greg, you're up, and then we'll let Sam close it out.
I'm gonna go with the 49ers as well. I feel like Nick Sirianni is biting himself in the butt right now. You could have got a 2 seed, play a banged up Packers team, but you want to play a bruising team like the 49ers. The 49ers gonna make you pay. Give me the 49ers on the road.
All right, Sam. We both spoke. The verdict is waiting on you.
Ooh.
Is your wife around? You might want
to look left and look right. Look back.
Make sure
you better choose.
Make sure that the door was locked.
Hey, make sure put a blanket at the door or something.
Ooh, man, this is a tough one because if the 49ers are healthy and you got all your weapons, that's a tough
knocking
out.
on the door, man. She's knocking on the door.
That's a tough out. Being in Philadelphia, it's going to be 40s kickoff, 30s by the time everything is done with. I'm going 49ers.
All right. There you go, man. Sam with authority.
You can sleep upstairs tonight.
All right. The next game. Okay. I can't wait to hear you guys because y'all do your picks later on during the week on Empire Sports Show. And I know you've been working on it. Greg probably done wrote them up this year, but the Patriots at home on NBC Peacock, and they're going to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going New England all the way in that one.
This is not an easy pick, man. I think the Chargers have something to prove. It's the playoffs. Drake May's first game in the playoffs. Remember, New England is still young. Had a weak schedule this year, very weak. They only beat one team that was over 500. All the other teams came against under 500 teams. The playoffs is a different ball game. Can I take the spread? What's the spread? Can I take the
The 4.5?
It's the New England Patriots, bro.
Can I take the 4.5?
You have no hair left on your head. Let's go.
I'm gonna take the Patriots, man.
So I need to send this to Zeke, man.
The Chargers
He's struggling.
because I think the Chargers. I think they have I don't think this game is just as easy as people think.
No, it's not. But it's the Patriots, man, and you know how they are. You already know.
Yeah, give me the Patriots.
All right, and what about you, Santoria? Oh, okay.
I'm going Chargers.
Okay, all right, LAC.
I told you. I want. That's why I said I wanted the spread. Give me the 4.5.
This is one of those games that people are gonna get suckered into, and think that because of Drake May and all that kind of stuff, they're at home, that New England's just gonna win. But man, look again, the great equalizer, and you will see this, is West Coast teams traveling east. That is a great equalizer. It's more equalizing than East Coast teams traveling west.
You're right about that, because when the Raiders was out on the West Coast and they had to go play New England, and that game came down and it was in the snow, and we saw who won that game. But the Raiders should have won that game, but they didn't. The Patriots won. And then they was going against Brady. Isn't that crazy? Brady is now with the Raiders organization now.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. The last game. You got the Houston Texans. They got to travel and they got to go to Pittsburgh. Santoria, what's the weather like in Pittsburgh during this time of the year when you go in there and play up in there?
Oh,
because
the wind comes off those rivers. There's a reason why they used to call it Three Rivers.
Yeah.
It's because it sits right on 3 different rivers. And so now when you look at how that wind comes in, all that, it can get a little breezy up in there. Ain't no question about that. It's not going to be comfortable.
So who you got?
Taking Steelers.
Ooh.
Oh, and they got Metcalf coming back, don't they?
I'm taking Steelers.
Man, Aaron Rodgers, man, he was just going ballistic, dude.
Yes. Nothing surprises me about Aaron Rodgers.
All right, you got Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go ahead and go with my pick. Man, doggone it. My heart is for Houston, the Texans. I really believe they're the better team. And I'm going to go ahead and go with Houston, the Texans, to go in there to pull off the upset. Remember, they had to go to Kansas City last year and fight against the Chiefs. But this time, they're going to Three Rivers. They're going over there to play Steelers. And I'm going to go with, of course, the Houston Texans. Greg, you get the final say.
D'Amico Ryans had a chance to meet him early 2025 at the Cotton Bowl, interview him. 2 years in a row, he's made the playoffs. He hasn't got that win yet. This team was at one point out of the playoffs. This team is at one point was bottom of the barrel. They won 8 in a row. That defense is, as of yesterday, is the number 1 ranked defense in the league. I like Houston in this game. I think Houston goes in. And I think D'Amico Ryans knows he needs a playoff win. Gosh, he needs a playoff win. I like Houston in this game on the road.
All right. Well, we got you down. Hey, folks, we're out of time. I want to say thank you for listening to us here at Sports in the Mix. We'll be back on next week to talk about it. And congratulations, Greg Hyman, on winning the BGC Fantasy Football League. You went 13-1. Congratulations on keeping that platinum status.
Yeah. I just a little something. Just letting everybody out there know I'm the best GM in the business.
Man, he said a boogie up. A boogie crash. All right. Closes out Santoria, followed by you, Greg. Go ahead.
Always remember, one nation, one people, peace.
Here we go.